Hey guys, welcome back to Back Pocket Game Reviews. I took a couple days off. I was pretty tired. A lot of stuff going on. E3 kind of burned me out a little bit. So yeah, here we are. While I was gone, part of something that happened at E3 that still kind of makes my head hurt. Like, I'm trying to wrap my mind around all this, and it's not quite working out as well as what I tried. So we're gonna outright state it here. Atari is making a new console. Yeah, like the Atari that declared bankruptcy, or like the Atari that almost crashed the entire video game industry. I want you to dwell on that specific sentence for a little while. So Atari, while being interviewed at E3, had stated that they are making hardware. They are going to be back in the hardware business. And a lot of people were very confused. Like, oh, do you mean you're going to make like an NES Classic? Like, you know, where we can play like some of the 2600 games or something along those lines. Like, that's what most people were kind of, I guess, expecting when they said that. Like, oh, you silly kidders. But no, Atari's actually making full-fledged hardware. They have a full website to this. It's called the Atari Box. Like a direct ripoff of the name Xbox, which is even more shameful of them. Maybe it's like an attachment that plugs into the top of your Xbox. Like they're making like a 32X. That was a joke. I don't think Xbox would ever allow Atari to touch their hardware in that way without yelling rape. So the part of this that should shock you is this is going to be an attempt at Atari making a next-gen competitor. The reason why I say it's going to be a next-gen competitor is because it's also been stated that this piece of hardware is based around PC technology. So it's essentially going to be like the newer consoles where it is pretty much a PC. I don't know, maybe you're going to get some HD Pac-Man or maybe get some HD Centipede. I really don't know what is intended for this entire idea. I honestly thought it was a joke. Like the first time I heard about this, then all of a sudden some of my favorite YouTubers started talking about it and I was like, what the hell? Then I started researching it. There is actually a website for this thing too. Not that it's gonna give you much information, but so let's also talk about this too. For those of you who don't know, Atari almost crashed the video game industry. And the reason why that happened was Atari was pretty much the main video game console at the time. They did kind of bring mainstream gaming to where it was and being at the forefront of the living room, we'll say. So Atari, though, allowed pretty much anyone to make a game on their system, essentially ending up with a bunch of crap games. So, I mean, you could go out and buy E.T. thinking E.T. was going to be some awesome stuff, because E.T. was like one of the biggest movies. So that's one of those franchises that just shouldn't have gotten screwed up in any way. If you had the licensing rights to that, you had a gold mine, because E.T. was a gold mine as a movie. The game was so bad that they pretty much dumped all of them in a landfill in Nevada. That's how you know you really messed up, when your game is so bad that you just bury it and pretend like it didn't exist. Well, consumers got very burnt out with buying all of this crap that no one was really testing, and then Nintendo came along. Nintendo spun it, so they didn't actually market the NES as a game console, they marketed it as an entertainment system. It's kind of why it also resembles a VCR. But Nintendo would actually put the Nintendo seal of approval, little quality seal, on their games. So Nintendo would actually check these games rather than just allowing anyone to pump out and produce terrible games. Custer's Revenge. There was an actual real cough at the end of that. For their system. So, I mean, that's good on Nintendo. Because they're really the big part of the reason why gaming is still what it is. the NES did way better than what Atari was doing at the time. Atari eventually even wound up declaring bankruptcy not that long ago. They may have even declared bankruptcy a couple of times, but a lot of it was they don't have consumer trust. There's nothing there to make a consumer want to trust them. They've already burnt the market before, and I get it. They're in a very desperate place right now if they just recently declared bankruptcy and they're making a home game console. Let alone if I were a developer, if I were making a game and I know this company A has a bad reputation and B also might not have financial strength, do I want to invest the money in developing my game for their console, or would I feel more comfortable with it elsewhere where I know the console isn't going to fail? People are actually buying the console because people are already installed into it. I think it's kind of odd to see Atari trying to re-enter the hardware market, especially after such a long time period of being gone from it. I think Sega would have a better opportunity at doing this, especially since Sega still is one of the leading manufacturers in arcade cabinets. Atari's the leading manufacturer in nothing. I don't know. Guys, let me know what you think about it down in the comments down below. I'm kind of interested to hear your guys' feedback. Would you pick up a new Atari console? I don't think I would. I don't trust them. Maybe it'll still have a joystick, like an actual just one joystick and the butt. Retro. Well, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see y'all soon with plenty more content, so stick around.